Hi, I'm Rob Wright with Dark Reading. I'm here at the Dark Reading News Desk in Las Vegas at Black Hat USA 2025. And I am joined today by Michael Bargury, Zenity CTO. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you've got some new research. Your session is called AI Enterprise Compromise, Zero-Click Exploit Methods. This sounds dangerous. This sounds unsettling. Tell me a little bit about the research.
So the title is kind of a mouthful, but actually, so the thing with these AI systems, assistants, agents all around us, is that now, in the last year, they have grown arms and legs. They can act on our behalf. They can access your email, they can access your document, they can access your calendar, they can perform actions on your behalf. The problem with that is that once an attacker gets hold of these agents, changes their goals, now they use their tools for the attacker's goal.
Ugh.
So that's what we're going to show, and we're going to show that this works on all of the major AI assistants and agents from Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, Salesforce, Cursor. It's really all around.
Okay, that sounds scary. You said that they grew arms and legs. How?
So in order to get those assistants and agents to be useful, they are now being integrated into our enterprise environments and our day-to-day environments. So your Microsoft Suite, your Google Workspace, your Salesforce environment, all of those can be hooked up with a couple of clicks directly to ChatGPT or to Microsoft Copilot or to Gemini.
Yep.
Once you have that, then now these agents, they can interact with that environment like you do. So if you have a sensitive file there, they can read it. Or if you're writing something there, they can write it too. They can create a calendar invite. They can do a whole bunch of stuff. In some cases, people are even taking these agents and hooking them up to their development environment or to their production system. So if you're using a developer agent, guess what? This developer runs on your user machines, on your developer machines, with the secrets that they have there, with your source code that you have there. So it can do a whole bunch of damage with that.
All right. So I promised myself going into Black Hat that I was not going to get swept up in like war games like vibes about AI taking over, but this is definitely making me a little concerned. So it sounds like these AI agents are making us maybe perhaps less safe then?
So what we're going to show is that an external attacker, somebody on the internet, they don't need credentials, they don't need anything. They need to know your email address, which is pretty easy, right?
Right.
That is the only thing they need to take full, to completely take over your agents and your assistants on your private sessions with them.
Okay.
To exfiltrate all of the data you have there. If you're using connectors, they're going to grab all of the data you have from these connectors. But worse, they can use these agents to manipulate you as a human. Because we trust these agents, we trust these assistants, right? You have those conversations with your assistant, with your AI assistant, and you are using it as a trusted advisor to learn about new things in the world.
Right.
Guess what? A trusted advisor can also guide you off a cliff. So now attackers can do that to you too.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to reassure me, but this isn't going in the direction that I was hoping. So what do we do about it then? Like, how do you get these agents that are growing their own arms and legs and doing things on your behalf and opening up an attack surface? How do we address it?
So first I want to say, I'm using AI every day, okay? I'm not saying you should not use AI, but you should be aware that this is an entirely new attack surface. And one of the things that we have seen is that the security industry has kind of been focused in the last year or so on prompt injection.
Yes.
And our solution to prompt injection is to draw the parallel to SQL injection, which we know how to fix technically, not operationally, but technically. So what do? You sanitize the data. You try and separate data from instructions. The problem is that this doesn't work for LLMs. I want to be very, very clear. We have not seen any progress in trying to address prompt injection. We have seen progress in trying, but we have not seen a meaningful progress in making it difficult for attackers to get their prompt injection in there. Most of the vendors, when we show them what we can do, let's say last year, they just take our prompt, put it in a giant list of bad prompts. Guess what? I now have AIs writing these prompts for me. I don't need to do it myself. So I do have good news. The good news is that instead of focusing on AI guardrails, which are soft boundaries that attackers can maneuver around, you can create hard boundaries. Because we are not just taking LLMs, like agents, assistants, they are not
Sure.
just LLMs. They are entire AI systems. You can design your system in a more secure way to reduce the impact of an attack, to do defense in depth. So the way forward is not something new. We just need to assume breach. We need to understand that somebody is going to find that malicious prompt, and you need to take a step back, apply defense in depth, apply the lessons we've learned. Stop trying to build a perimeter.
Sure. But it sounds like, I'm going to take a wild guess here, that maybe not a lot of organizations are doing that.
So I think we are at a stage right now, and maybe I say it bluntly, we are back in the 90s right now. It's the 90s again. It's really easy to hack everything. We don't know, we are trying this out. The thing that is crazy about AI is that we are trying this out in the largest enterprises in the world, a moment after it hits Twitter, right? That's where we are. So I think the issue is that we need to evolve really, really, really quickly. We need to figure out that we are constantly figuring out more ways to mitigate stuff. Right now, we're in a phase where most organizations believe that they can go to the vendor that gave them the assistant or the agent and say, hey, fix it.
Sure.
And the vendor is going to scramble around and try to fix it. And they're gonna announce, hey, it's fixed. But it's not a problem that the vendors can solve, because this is not a vulnerability to fix. It's a problem for us to manage. So the parallel I try to draw is with malware. Every time we find a new malware variant, people don't go out to Microsoft and say, hey, please fix this vulnerability in Windows, right? We have entire programs. We do defense in depth. We understand that this is our responsibility as an industry, everyone, including Microsoft. So with AI vendors, it's the same thing. They need to take their part, and they're trying. But it's not a solvable problem. It's a manageable problem.
So it sounds like we're kind of making the problem worse. I mean, I like your point about the 90s. There are a lot of good things about the 90s, some fun times, but that we're collectively not doing the things that we need to do to make AI more secure. So are you hopeful that that's going to change?
So I'm seeing the AI vendors, they are trying, and they are engaging with the community. So I'm going to share research on multiple different vendors, and you can see differences. But the vendors that are really at the front of this, some of them, they are happy to collaborate. They are happy to try and find mitigations together. But it's not about the vendors. It's
Right.
about everyone. And we still kind of in the position where we feel like, hey, it's somebody else's job to fix this. That's not gonna. If you're an organization, let's say you're a Fortune 500, and you've decided to adopt agents across your organization, familiar story, right? So you buy a whole bunch of licenses and you have custom agents everywhere. You need to create a security program for that. If you haven't done that, you are late, because it's already being exploited. Because if the only thing I need so I just want to make that very clear. Exploiting this means sharing a file, sending an email, sending a calendar invite. That's the exploitation. That's very easy.
Yeah, sounds scary. Well, I appreciate you. I mean, not appreciating you frightening me, but sharing the research that you did, and looking forward to your session. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
And thank you for watching this segment of the Dark Reading News Desk. I'm Rob Wright with Dark Reading, and we'll see you next time.